Chicago Bears Now is presented by Manscaped. Get the best men's grooming products out there, including the Lawnmower 4.0 at manscaped.com. All you got to do is use promo code BEARS20. That'll get you 20% off, plus free shipping at checkout. It's Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. All right, we got some rumors to address here on today's show, and Smokin' Jay Cutlers are back. The Smokin' Jays are back in the fold here on the channel, as we got a lot of rumors to get into. If you aren't familiar with Smokin' Jays, we've gotten a lot of new subscribers since we last used the Smokin' Jay rumor meter. Here is the explainer. 0 Smokin' Jays, fake news. It's not a real story. 1 Smokin' Jay, it's barely true. Kind of pun on words there. It could happen, but it's unlikely. 2 Smokin' Jays, people are talking. It's definitely in that rumor realm right there. 3 Smokin' Jays, it's pretty likely, not a sure thing, but it's trending in that direction. 4 Smokin' Jays, bear down. It's a lock. There is no doubt about it. Okay, let's get into our rumors roundup. Could Chicago trade for Danielle Hunter, the edge rusher from the Minnesota Vikings? I'll go 1 Smokin' Jay. It's possible, but considering it's an interdivision trade that is being proposed here, that makes it pretty unlikely. It's barely true. They need an edge, but Danielle Hunter probably not going to be the answer. This rumor coming from Bears on Tap. They suggested this idea. Ryan Poles did say recently on 670 The Score that trading for an edge is a possibility. Bears on Tap suggests, hey, why not Danielle Hunter? Vikings, they could be shaking things up. We saw them trade Za'Darius Smith. Here's the thing, though. Like I said, interdivision trades, they don't happen often. They do happen occasionally, but it's harder to pull those off because, obviously, teams don't want to trade good players within the division, have to play them twice a year, and obviously they can provide a little bit of intel of what type of things they're running on offense and on defense. Here's Nick DeMeo of Bears on Tap with this idea, saying the Vikings have already traded Hunter's running mate Za'Darius Smith to the Browns, and rumors are swirling that Dalvin Cook is next on the chopping block. Could Danielle Hunter be next? Now, Danielle Hunter is a great player. I think when you start talking about the best pass rushers in the NFL, he often isn't mentioned, and I don't really get why, because he's really good every year. Had 10 and a half sacks last year, 12 tackles for loss, 22 quarterback hits. I mean, he's constantly in the backfield, had a forced fumble as well. He's pretty good against the run, too. It's not like he's a one-trick pony. Could a trade happen? I'd be surprised if Minnesota traded Hunter in the first place after trading Smith. I don't know if they'd trade both, and I'd really be surprised if they traded him to the Bears. But the one reason I won't rule it out is we've already seen Vikings general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah do an interdivision trade as a young GM. He traded for TJ Hockenson with the Detroit Lions. Shipped out a second and a third last year during the season to get Hockenson at the NFL trade deadline. That trade also included a fourth in this past draft and a conditional fourth next year. So Kwesi, their GM, has already shown the willingness to trade within the division. So I won't completely rule it out. We know Ryan Poles is an aggressive GM, but I think he's also a careful one. Like, he's not reckless. So to do an interdivision trade, he would have to think it's a really good deal and would fill a big need, which that second part, it definitely would fill a big need as the Bears desperately need pass rushers. Should the Bears pursue a trade for Danielle Hunter? I want you guys to weigh in on the show. Type Y for yes, or you can type in for no. If you guys get hit with the ad break right here from YouTube, just reply to the pinned comment, Y for yes or N for no. Next up on our Bears rumors roundup, as the Smokin' Jays make a triumphant return. How about signing Carson Wentz? What a great idea this is. Not fake news. Who in the world could possibly think this is a good idea? It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'll explain why here in just a moment. But help us out. Subscribe to the channel. We've been putting out all kinds of different videos recently here on Chicago Bears Now. All you got to do is subscribe and turn on notifications to get the latest Bears news and rumors. We're doing rumors content. We did our Bears record prediction video. If you want to go check that one out. Roschon Johnson, could he be running back 1? We broke that down on the channel last week as well. Mailbags where you guys get to interact on the show and ask different questions, which we do that every live show on Tuesday as well. And speaking of live, we're live right now, and we will continue to go live every single Tuesday. So don't miss out. Subscribe, live content, daily videos. We do it all. Let's get to 67,000 subs. We're less than 500 away. You can see the number right there. All right, back to Carson Wentz. Fake news in terms of him to Chicago. Bleacher Report suggested this, that, oh, the Bears are the best fit for Wentz. And even if they think that, it ain't true the other way around. Wentz is not a good option for Chicago, which I'll explain here why in a moment. Now, recent report from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN is that Wentz is willing to be a starter or a backup. The Bears already have 4 quarterbacks on their roster, though. Like, you signed P.J. Walker to a 2-year deal with decent money. Like, they gave him backup quarterback money. Nathan Peterman, who won't make the 53, but they value him in the locker room. At least I don't think he'll make the 53. And they also brought in Tyson Bagent, who was the number 1 UDFA quarterback, into the mix as well. You're going to sign Wentz and have 5 QBs? This is just a horrible idea. Not only because of what the Bears already have, but Carson Wentz has just fallen off so dramatically in recent years that bringing him into Chicago is just a catastrophically bad idea. I just don't understand it whatsoever. Now, while this is a horrible idea, getting Manscaped products might be the best decision you make today, so you should go do that right now. I mean, you guys see the trimmed beard. I use the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. Fantastic product. Their shampoo, their conditioner, the trimmer itself. Promo code BEARS20 to get all their men's grooming products, including the Performance Package. This bundle comes with a lot of their top products, and you can get the price reduction there. With the Lawnmower 4.0, below-the-waist grooming, that's very important, fellas, especially when things get a little frisky late at night. You guys know the deal. Also, the nose and ear hair trimmer, it's called the Weed Whacker 2.0. Yes, the 2.0, they've improved that product a lot. Trim your nose and ear hairs. You get the boxers as a throw-in, crop gel to keep things nice and smooth down there. This whole bundle comes for 20% off when you use promo code BEARS20, just over $100. And really, you're saving over like $50, because if you buy all these products separately, it's going to be over $150. That's why you bundle it together. Get the 20% off. It's a great deal. Promo code BEARS20, manscaped.com. That link and code are in the description and comments of this video. All right, back to Carson Wentz here. You look at the level of play these last 3 years. 2019 and before, he played pretty well, but 2020, he really started to fall off. 16 touchdowns, 15 picks, completed just over 57% of his passes. He was really bad that year. Got benched for Jalen Hurts late in the season. Then he gets traded to Indianapolis. Statistically had a decent year, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. Did have a bunch of fumbles that year. Completion percentage, okay. He was decent in 21. And then in 22, he was just bad again. 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. I mean, I know the Commanders beat the Bears on Thursday Night Football, and he was the starter. He was awful in that game. He's just not. He's just not the guy he once was. The injuries have piled up, and for whatever reason, he's not the same player. And reasons I'm passing on Carson Wentz beyond what I've already said is, number one, his play has declined. I don't view him as a starter, and if you already have a backup, why do you need him? Number two, injuries are always a concern with him. He's had a lot of them over the years, shoulder problems, knee issues. That's a red flag. No leadership skills, which kind of translates to the next bullet point. I don't think he's viewed as a backup in this league, because if that were the case, he would be signed right now. But I don't think he's that great of addition to the quarterback room. Now, is he a better player than some backups in this league? Yeah, I would say that's true. But in terms of like being a valuable voice on the sideline during games, in the QB meetings during the week, I don't think teams view Carson Wentz that way. I really don't. So I don't want anything to do with him. I don't think he's someone who could mentor Justin Fields. I think that's a bad idea. So I'm passing on Carson Wentz. I really don't get this link by Bleacher Report. And frankly, with the Bears, they already have 4 quarterbacks. So I just don't see a scenario where this happens. Would you sign Carson Wentz? Maybe you feel differently. Type S for sign, or if you're with me, type P for pass. I've got no interest whatsoever. I'm not even convinced Wentz will sign with the team, because I think the league thinks that lowly of him. All right, how about a player I would sign? Justin Houston, who's getting up there, but still a good pass rusher. 2 smoking Jays. People are definitely talking. And look, any free agent edge rusher, I'm probably going to throw 2 smoking Jays on it. I think there's a decent chance, because that's what you need, and the Bears have kind of hinted at doing so. NBC Sports Chicago mentioned Houston as a potential target for the Bears. Ryan Poles, like I said, he's hinted at signing or trading for an edge rusher. NBC Sports Chicago thinks it could be a good fit, and the reason for that is Justin Houston has connections to both the head coach, Matt Eberflus, and the general manager, Ryan Poles. What are those connections? Well, here's Alex Shapiro from NBC Sports Chicago. He's explaining it for you. He said Houston has two big connections to the Bears. First, crossed paths with Ryan Poles in Kansas City from 2011 to 18. Then Houston went to Indianapolis, where he played really well in Matt Eberflus's defense in 2019 and 20. Houston's 22 sack days are likely well behind him, but he proved he still has something left in the tank last year when he took a 20.1% pass rush win rate, 17th best in the NFL according to PFF, and notched 9.5 sacks in Baltimore. And by the way, he did that in playing in less than half of the Ravens' defensive snaps. So he's not a guy you would play 70% of the time. He'd be a 40, 50% guy, rotation, come rush the passer. I mean, 9.5 sacks last year in 14 games as a rotation guy, it's pretty damn productive, folks. I mean, he would be your best pure pass rusher right away, I think. He's still productive. I know he's 34 years old, but on a 1 year, like $5-6 million deal, I say do it. Like, he knows Flus. He knows the defensive scheme. He's still productive. High character locker room guy. There's really no downside here. Even if the production dips, he's a good mentor for young guys like Travis Gibson, Dominic Robinson, etc. So I would bring him in, but there's also about 8 other edge rushers I'd bring in as well. The point is, you need the position, and Houston is still good at the job. If you want the Bears to sign an edge, any edge, type Bear Down. Get the Bear Downs going in the chat right now, because it's a need. You got to address it, in my opinion. Even if it's a guy like Houston, who's a 1-year Band-Aid option, certainly not going to be here for 5 years. But if you want to add someone at that spot, get the Bear Downs going. All right, that's it for our news and rumors portion here on Chicago Bears Now. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications. We will continue to bring you videos here on a daily basis. My name's Harrison Graham. Appreciate you guys tuning in.